Meditation has nothing to do with mind. Meditation simply means a state of no mind. The functioning of the mind is the only disturbance in meditation. If you are trying to achieve meditation through mind, you are bound to fail, doomed to fail. You are trying to achieve the impossible. A Zen initiate was meditating for years, and whenever he will come to his master, whatsoever experience he will bring to the master will simply reject it, that it is all nonsense. You go back and meditate again. One day the master came to the hut of the disciple. He was sitting in a Buddha posture. The master shook him and told him, "What are you doing here? If we need stone Buddhas, we have many in the temple. Just by sitting like a stone Buddha, you will not attain to meditation. Do what I have been telling you to do. Just by stilling the body, your mind is not going to disappear, because it is through the mind that you are enforcing a certain discipline on the body. Anything done by the mind is going to strengthen the mind. It is a nourishment for the mind. A year passed. The master came again. The disciple was sitting, almost in a kind of euphoria, enjoying the morning breeze and the sun, with closed eyes, thinking that he is meditating. The master took a brick and started rubbing in front of the disciple on the stone. It was such a disturbance that finally the disciple has to shout, "What are you doing? Are you trying to drive me crazy?" The master said, "I am trying to make a mirror out of this brick. If one goes on rubbing enough, I think it will become a mirror." The disciple laughed. He said, "I had always suspected that you are a little mad. Now it is proved. The brick can never become a mirror. You can go on rubbing it on the stone for lives together. The brick will remain a brick." The master said, "That shows some intelligence. Then what are you doing? For years you have been trying to make meditation out of the mind. It is like trying to make a mirror out of a brick." And the master threw the brick in the pond by the side the disciple was sitting under the tree. The brick made a great splash in the pond, and the very sound of it was enough to do the miracle. Something awakened in the disciple. A sleep was broken. A dream was shattered. He became alert. For the first time he tasted something of meditation, and the master immediately said, "This is it." It happened almost unawares. The disciple was taken unawares. He was not waiting this to happen, that the master will suddenly throw the brick into the pond and the splash. Baso has a beautiful haiku, the ancient pond. The frog jumps in. The sound. That's all. The sound can awake you. Meditation is not a question of effort, because all effort is going to be through the mind, of the mind, by the mind. How it can take you beyond the mind? You will go round and round in the mind. You have to wake up. Mind is asleep. Mind is a constant process of dreaming, desiring, thoughts, memories. You ask me, please explain how I can meditate over something without using my mind. Can't you see something just by your eyes? Can't you watch something without bringing your mind in? The birds chirping, this silence. What is the need of the mind? It is a question of watchfulness. But it is not only your problem. It is the problem of millions of people who become interested in meditation all over the world. They all misunderstand concentration for meditation. Concentration is something of the mind. It is being taught in the schools, colleges, universities. It has its uses. I am not saying it is useless. It is focusing on a certain object. In science it is needed. You have to focus your mind on a particular object totally, so that you can observe deeply. You have to exclude everything else. You have to bracket out everything else. You have to narrow down your consciousness. Almost you have to make a pinpoint of it. That's the scientific way as far as the objective world is concerned. But as far as the subjective world is concerned, it is of no help, not at all. There, you are not to focus your mind on anything, on the idea of God, or on some inner light, flame, love, compassion. You are not to concentrate at all. You have to be simply aware of all that is.